My name is Duddits, I do builds and stuff. Today's video is a hunter build perfected for the Exodus Crash Grandmaster or Vanguard Late -50. This build puts out some absolutely humongous damage. You're going to be stealthy, be able to go invisible on a Strand subclass, get Devour and Woven Mail all going and weakening, so you can put out some really big damage. Perfect for ad clearing and boss damage. We're going to be featuring Ensnaring Slam to render enemies completely useless. 2-piece Sage Protector, so we can keep getting our class ability back to suspend over and over, and then Heartshadow for weakening invisibility. This little combo on this Grandmaster feels ridiculously broken. Makes things very easy, and you can just keep suspending left, right, and centre over and over again. Look at the state of that. Stay with me, I'll break it down. So, we'll start off with the first aspect, Ensnaring Slam. Activate your air move to consume your class ability. You do a dive to the ground, suspending, and then when you suspend enemies, you're going to get Woven Mail depending on how many enemies you suspend. So if you suspend one or two enemies, you get between 4 and 6 seconds Woven Mail, as you can see there, just to keep an eye on that left-hand side. One target gives you about 4 or 5 seconds. You can obviously suspend multiple targets. You can get it up to like 20 seconds as well if you just look there. 20 seconds of Woven Mail, 40% damage reduction, and the enemies don't shoot you because they're suspended. Now we just need to find a Void Beast of a Sword, the Heartshadow. Heavy attacks made with full sword energy turn you invisible and fire exploding void projectiles. Remaining invisible grants this weapon increased damage for a short, brief duration. Hitting a target with this weapon's projectiles while Shot in the Dark is active weakens them. Now, you don't have to have Shot in the Dark. It got changed. It just hasn't been updated. As long as you hit them with an attack, it will weaken. So bear that one in mind. It's also got a catalyst on there, which gives you faster movement when you're invisible. We've got some insane seasonal artifact perks that are going to make this benefit big time. Power from Pain, rapid final blows against weakened combatants, grant you a Devour. Obviously, everything's going to be weakened from your Heartshadow. Singularity Blade, while you have a Void Elemental buff, i.e. invisible, that will also weaken targets as well. We've also got a Void Infestation. Defeating a weakened target spawns tracking projectiles that weakens other targets. So you've got weakening across the board, and you're going to be able to get Devour very easily. Now, bearing in mind, you've also got your Woven Mail as well, 40% DR. And just like that, now you've got the healing on top of that Woven Mail. So you've got loads of damage reduction, and you're going to be able to heal. So with builds that include Woven Mail and Frost Armor, things like that, I always prefer to go for healing over more DR. That's just my choice. I don't think you need any more DR. Get a bit of healing on top of there as well. And you can see there, very easily to do. 3 or 4 enemies with your Heartshadow, and you're going to proc Devour, weakening, which is obviously helping you and your teammates extra damage. And like I said, healing, Woven Mail, all going on at the same time. Now, what works really nicely with the weakening is the Whirling maelstrom. Every time you destroy a tangle, it will weave a violent and writhing mass of strand fibers. This whizzes around the map like a crazy little green ball. It does loads of extra damage for you, just for free basically, and you're going to create these tangles all of the time. Because everything's suspended, and when you kill a suspended target, you're going to create one of them. Throw it, shoot it, whatever you want, and that's just going to whiz around the map. I've got a few clips to show you with this working with the Heartshadow. The weakening on top of the Whirling maelstrom is really good. Now, gear set, I went for 2-piece Bushido. Final blows with freshly drawn weapons. Your sword is always freshly drawn, so you're going to get healing on that as much as possible. And in the 2-piece Sage, sword hits return grenade and class energy. Bonus energy is granted if Blood Focus is active. We're running the 2-piece, so we don't worry about that. But the 2-piece for class ability with the Sword Storm combo will literally give you infinite class ability. The 2-piece Sage with your sword combo plus all your other hits. You can just see there, I'm literally just overlapping my suspension, i.e. my Woven Mail, and you can just keep doing it over and over again. So you've got infinite Woven Mail and infinite suspension with the 2-piece Sage, and the Sword Storm combo feels incredibly good. Now, the Whirling maelstrom, personally I want to see that get buffed out by a grenade stat like other things in the game, like Helion, etc. So if that works, but in the future, that's going to be really good, but you can actually use your Whirling maelstrom with your Heartshadow very easily. Pick your Whirling maelstrom up, throw it, use your Heartshadow to weaken. for a bit of extra damage, 15%. It all works incredibly nice together. For exotics, I choose the Cytarachni's Facade or Facade, whatever you want to call it. Activating your grapple. Also grants you Woven Mail. Now, I like to do this just because I like to get Woven Mail on the way in, and I also like to get Woven Mail when I suspend, so you're nice and tanky when you go in. But this is one of the best parts of this build. The fact that you can literally just keep overlapping your suspension, getting your class ability back via the Sage, and a bit of grenade energy is back. The two-piece is exceptional for class ability gains, and you can just literally just keep spamming your air move, suspending, which therefore means you've got infinite Woven Mail, and you're going to create them tangles. I just want to say, before we get too much more into the video, there is heavyweight on this Grandmaster, which is why I chose the Heartshadow, for the incredible buffs it gives you. Heavyweight just means you get a bit of extra damage and a bit more heavy ammo drops. If you don't want to use that for the build, like commit to a build just for heavyweight, you could soon switch this build out and just run Praxic Blade. You will lose the Devour from the weakening, but you will gain healing from your Praxic Blade via the Impact Core, and you can also throw your sword for healing as well, so it's entirely up to you. And don't forget, on the Hunter, the Super is incredible for tanky enemies. It just absolutely plows through enemies. So basically, you can create your tangles for your Whirling Maelstrom, left, right, and centre. Have a little chill at the back, wait for your class ability to come back, use your grapple for Woven Mail via your helmet, suspend. Now, bearing in mind, if you get bosses as well, you don't have to actually suspend them. You can actually just do the suspend on the ground, and it will proc that Woven Mail for you as well. So keep that one in mind. I'm not sure if many people know that one. You don't have to actually suspend to proc your Woven Mail. A bit like the Abeyant Leaps, that works the same. You don't have to suspend things. And you can literally run around with invisibility, suspension, healing from the Devour, putting out loads and loads of extra damage. Woven Mail on the way in, Woven Mail on the way out, just like so. Just feels really, really nice. And then again, that Silk Strike Hunter on the Super, on the Hunter Pure Strand is absolutely nuts. And then what I'm going to do now is also show you a bit more footage of me just suspending the Wyvern, basically. Now, I know I've said it before in this video already, but you do get Woven Mail, but this enemy can't hurt you because it's suspended, so you're actually getting a lot more damage reduction than the 40%. The Minodi 44 was something else I like to run with this particular build, but there is other options. Repulsor Brace, destabilized rounds. You could also run a surrounded weapon because that also works particularly nice. Obviously, you want to be running something Void if you can to match your Surges for your Heartshadow, and just being able to suspend things. If you've got a surrounded weapon, specifically that's Void, that will also work incredibly nice because you're going to be suspending and keeping that surrounded procced all of the time. I've just got the end of the GM to show you, but I'll just show you my setup, fragments, aspects, etc. The aspects we've already touched on. Whirling Maelstrom, Ensnaring Slam. I like to run Grapple Grenade because obviously Cytarachni's Facade, but it's also really fun. Thread of Wisdom, defeating suspended targets, creates an orb of power which you can use for your Surges. Dealing damage generates grenade energy, so you can keep your Woven Mail going from your grenade via your grapple and your Cytarachni's. Suspend, Unravel, and Sever effects applied to you have an increased duration. Obviously, we're taking advantage of Unravel and Suspend, and a Thread of Transmutation while you've got Woven Mail active, which you will 90% of the time. You're also going to create tangles with Weapon Final Blows. There's my stats. Obviously, I've gone over my gear set, and I'll also leave my mods, etc. to show you. That pretty much wraps up the video. I've just got the end of the GM to show you, which I'm probably going to stop talking and just let you see how good it is for you and your teammates. Devour procced, weakening, invisibility, Whirling Maelstroms, really, really nice. Plenty of damage for champs, Banes, and it puts out some mega damage for the boss as well. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this one helpful. Have a great day.